Hello, my dear friend. Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Anna, and on this channel we talk about what is really happening in woman's body during perimenopause and menopause, so you can understand it, navigate it, and stop feeling like your body has suddenly turned against you. And today I want to talk about something that almost no one tells women to do, but it might be the single most important and most powerful tool you can use during this transition, and it is tracking. But not obsessively, not like you are running a science experiment on yourself, but simply paying attention to your patterns. Because tracking might actually be the missing link in menopause care. You know, one of the hardest parts about perimenopause is that it doesn't arrive in a clear, obvious way. It creeps in. Maybe your sleep changes. Maybe anxiety appears out of nowhere. Maybe your brain feels foggy. Maybe your patience suddenly disappears. And because these symptoms come and go and change and fluctuate, many women start wondering, is this stress? Is it aging? Am I just imagining this? And here is the truth. Perimenopause can last years, sometimes close to a decade. And during that time, your hormones are not simply declining, they are fluctuating up and down, and sometimes dramatically. Which means your symptoms can look completely different from one month to the next. And this is exactly where women get lost. Because our medical system still expects a clear diagnostic marker for most conditions. But menopause doesn't really work that way. There is not a single blood test that clearly says, oh yes, this is perimenopause. So instead, many women are told, your labs look normal, even though you feel completely different in your own body. This is where tracking becomes incredibly powerful, because when you start tracking your symptoms, even simple things like sleep, mood, anxiety, energy, brain fog, your hot flushes, cravings, irritability, something fascinating begins to happen. Patterns start to emerge. You might notice, wow, my anxiety spikes the same week every month, or my sleep collapses when my cycle shifts, or my brain fog always follows several nights of poor sleep. Suddenly, what once felt like chaos starts to look like a pattern, and that changes everything. Because instead of thinking, something is wrong with me, you start realizing my body is going through a transition. Tracking also does something incredibly important emotionally. It helps women move from feeling like they are losing control to feeling like they are collecting information about their own body. And that information becomes powerful when you sit in a doctor's office. Because let's be honest, most appointments are 10-15 minutes long. And menopause education in medical training is still very limited. So when a woman walks in saying, I just don't feel like myself, that's a hard place to begin. But when she walks in with a record that says, my sleep dropped from 7 hours to 4 for the past 3 months. My anxiety spikes every 21 days. And my hot flushes began 6 weeks ago. That's a completely different conversation. Now you are bringing a data about your body, not just distress. But what's even more fascinating is that research suggests something unexpected. Women who track their symptoms and emotions regularly experience significantly greater improvement in their physical symptoms compared to women who don't track at all. Why? Because awareness leads to better decisions, better conversations with doctor, better lifestyle adjustments, better treatment choices. Tracking turns an invisible transition into something visible and understandable. Menopause often feels chaotic, but chaos is often just a pattern we haven't recognized yet. Tracking helps you see the pattern. And when you see the pattern, you stop blaming yourself. You stop thinking you are losing it. And you start understanding what your body is actually doing. This is exactly why inside the Pause Well, one of our core tools is symptom tracking, but not in an overwhelming way. We make it simple, supportive, and meaningful. Because the goal isn't to turn women into medical researchers. The goal is to help you reconnect with your body. Inside the membership, we use tracking to help women understand their unique hormonal patterns, identify triggers that worsen symptoms, prepare for difficult weeks, and walk into medical appointments feeling informed and confident instead of feeling like you are navigating menopause blindly. You begin navigating it with insight. If you have been feeling like your symptoms are random, confusing, or impossible to explain, I want you to know something. Your body is not chaotic. It is communicating. Tracking is simply a way to start listening. And if you want support learning how to do that and understanding what those patterns actually mean, that's exactly what we do inside the Pause Well. Because tracking alone is helpful, but the real magic happens when you start connecting the dots. Inside the membership, I help women turn those patterns into a personalized circle plan, one that fits your body, your symptoms, and your life. Because, my dear friend, menopause isn't one size fits all. And your care shouldn't be either. So instead of guessing what might help, you start discovering what actually works for you. If you want to know more about that, I will leave the link to the Pause Well below so you can explore it. And if this video resonated with you, tell me in the comments. Have you ever tracked your menopause symptoms before? I would love to hear your experience. And of course, I would love to see you next time in my next video. Bye for now.